Hey, it's Free and welcome to this video blog episode of the Soul Growth, the Sexucation series. Last week I was supposed to do the topic about soul ties, but I kind of got, life happens. So I offer my apologies and I thank you so much for tuning in this week. Soul ties, etheric connections, what are they? We build and create and generate very naturally without any thought a connection with the people that we spend time with regularly. People that we interact with regularly. Think about it this way. You have one with your mom, you have one with your dad, good, bad, or indifferent. What happens in your life and your experience with that person dictates how that connection looks, but you still have a connection with them. You may even have a connection with the male person who you speak to every few weeks who drops off your mail. You have a connection with them. This connection becomes apparent when we do things like, I was thinking about my friend for the last few days, and I'm thinking, I need to call her. And I kept forgetting, I kept letting life get away from me. And then, out of nowhere, I get a text, hey girl, how you doing? I've been thinking about you. You okay? That, to me, is a perfect example of that connection that we have. Even if you don't believe in it, you've had experiences like that show you have a connection with people. But see, that connection can get even deeper. There are deeper levels of connection. The more time you spend with someone, the deeper that connection goes. So you may have a much deeper connection with the sister that you talk to the most. And so you guys are very in tune with each other. You get it. You just know. You just feel it. You just feel things about each other. You can feel it. Kind of like twins, right? But sex to me is a deeper connection. But it's the most direct form of connection. So the connections that you have with other people, it depends on the amount of quality time that you spend with them. However, it gets deeper than that. And the deepest of the connections that I am aware of at this point, one of the deepest, I'm not going to say the only, but the deepest of deep would be that connection that you make with someone during sex. The more sex you have with that person, the deeper that connection gets. And that's not to say that you can only have sex with one person and nothing will happen, because you absolutely still connect with that person on a pretty deep level. It's just less concentrated, let's say that. But you're still impacted. They say that you pick up the habits, beliefs, and ways of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now, if you take that and you say, okay, if I'm spending that much time with someone, a lover, or even if I don't spend a whole lot of time with them, but I'm allowing myself to deeply connect with them, what am I allowing into my life? Would you say that you would want these pieces that you didn't like about all the exes that you've had in you indefinitely? I mean, most people probably wouldn't. It's probably why you went your separate ways. But you are inviting that energy into you. And this is the importance of knowing you, knowing your soul, knowing your spirit, knowing your body. Because oftentimes we have warning signs that this person isn't good for us, this person isn't in alignment of us. You might find out that they're just really mean, they lack compassion, they lack love, they lack understanding. You may find out all of these things, and these are things that you are definitely working really, really hard on to shift and change within yourself. So then I say, at that point, what are we doing to make sure that we're taking the time to really get to know the people that we're involved with? That whole 90-day rule actually has a purpose. And I'm really starting to understand the value and the depth of that whole 90-day rule. They say that you really get to know a person within, I would say, 90 to 180 days. Before that, people are kind of putting up a facade. They're not showing their true self just yet. They need to get to know, get comfortable with you before they really feel like they can express and be their true self. So if you don't really know that person, are you really willing to allow yourself to assimilate their energy on that level? I mean, you can. Free will. We all have it. But as you start to understand, and you realize, this person is into things that I am really not okay with, I'm not into. Then you start to understand, do I really want that to manifest in my life? Do I really want to spend this kind of time with this person? Do I really want to connect that deeply with that type of energy so that it can come into my life? I mean, that's completely up to you. But it is something that I want you to think about, honestly. Because oftentimes we can just feel it and we're not honoring ourselves. So I ask that you honor yourself. Have you ever thought about what is a soul? What is a soul? Honestly. I mean, it goes really deep and I don't want to get too deep into that. But let me ask you this. Is your soul only in this life? Is your soul... To me, your soul is what animates your body. It animates your being. It is your essence, the essence of you that is part of God. And it goes beyond this form. In almost every religion, we understand that there is either a heaven and a hell, or there's reincarnation, or we have an understanding that there is something that animates this body that goes beyond this body. But see, most of the time, sex is a very physical thing. The desire for sex is based off of hormones and very physical desires. But it doesn't affect just the physical. It affects the mental, emotional, and spiritual. So when you take that into consideration, I ask you, is it really worth it? You are worth... Just think about the long-term ramifications. Would you do something damaging to yourself if you knew that yes, it gave you pleasure in this moment, but it affected you very much so in the long term? Maybe. I just ask. Take that into consideration. Don't let your physical wants and desires dictate things that will affect you on a much, much larger scale. If they say that there are 4 parts of you, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, not in that particular order. If there are 4 parts of you and you're only feeding the one, but the one that you're feeding also affects the other 3, what does that mean? It seems like an imbalanced action. All right. That is all I have for you today. I've really touched on a lot of things. And I really hope this message kind of hit home, because it's been a struggle for me. You know, it's been one of those things that I've just been trying to really wrap my head around. But it's such an important thing to understand. And it's taken me a long time to get to it. And I really hope it doesn't take you as long to get to it. I hope you have an amazing day. Mercury's going into retrograde, y'all. Be ready. I hope you have a really, 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 really awesome remainder of your week. Thank you for tuning in. I'm always open to comments, emails, coaching, everything. Like, comment, subscribe. Talk to you guys later. Peace.